So just to further kind of add on to the video, I guess I'll put this at the start, which is the a Nobel Prize winner, Sir Paul Nurse, and head of the renowned Crick Institute, says UK investment in scientists at the bottom of the league table of advanced nations. This is something Tory leadership contenders should address. And given the fact that the government have essentially got us kicked out of the Horizon program, this is genuinely terrifying. It's beyond just brain drain. We're going to be at the bottom of the developed nations for research and development, and especially when we're moving towards a more service-based economy. How are we supposed to compete with other countries when it comes to science and other things? This is genuinely just a government that don't care about anything apart from themselves and winning elections. They don't care about this country. It's about time the voters understood that. So on to the last of the video, but the UK's penny pinching over the Horizon rivals. This tweet further shows you how bad it is. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, gang. So in this segment, we're going to be talking about the UK Science Minister in a dispute with the Treasury over post-Brexit funding. Now, you might question some of the things in this article. All I'm going to say is I don't know if this man is still the Science Minister. George Freeman, I've only heard about him a week ago, to be honest. We know Sunak is gone, so his beef would now be with Nadim Zahawi. Nadim Zahawi saying if he becomes Tory leader, he would cut all departments by 20%. So yeah, if anything, this could be worse for George Freeman or whoever takes over from Freeman. So George Freeman is locked in a struggle with the Treasury over post-Brexit research funding as fears grow over a brain drain if Britain fails to forge a new global science collaboration. So what we know from this, it's not just about money, it's about the prestige of the European grants as well, which is something the UK cannot replace. Money is one thing, the UK is promising to replace the funds, but that's being hampered by a lack of planning. And you've got to think that the UK had time to plan out something like the farming subsidies and still face planted on that. So what chance do they have to replace the funding for Horizon? No chance. Allies of Freeman say he fears the Treasury's penny pinching could undercut his attempt to devise a plan B in the event the UK scientists are shut out from the EU's flagship €95 billion Horizon project, which it looks like is happening. Certain scientists from Britain have relocated to the EU already, purely because it's over. We are not going to get we're not going to gain ascension to the Horizon program. It's done pretty much. Maybe in 2027, I think that's when they reallocate funding. Maybe then we can get in, but that's a long time away. And if you're a scientist, you want to research stuff now, not in 4 or 5 years time. Freeman wants to launch a Plan B research plan based on global collaboration, but collaborate with who? Who are we going to collaborate with? That's the thing. The whole point of kind of the EU's kind of research projects is meant to rival the Americans and the Chinese, really. Their kind of R&D projects and programs. The Americans spend a lot on research and development, more socialism. But the simple fact is, the UK alone cannot rival it. There's a reason why something like the EU exists. It creates kind of unites a load of countries together in order to rival the bigger, countries in the world, China and the USA. In September, so Plan B thing in September, but has yet to secure cabinet approval or Treasury agreement on precise funding arrangement. So, look, if you're a scientist and you're watching this video for whatever reason, right, and somehow you've got one of these European research grants, yeah, don't rely on the British government to replace the funding for you, because if you've received one of the grants now, I think you've got only a very, very short window from now to the deadline to actually sort out everything. The government are saying in September, they might sort out the funding, but he hasn't even got cabinet approval or the Treasury. Now, we don't know who the Prime Minister is going to be in September. We genuinely don't. My money's on Liz Truss or Sunak. The funny thing is, this beef that George Freeman has with the Treasury, was with Sunak. So for Sunak to fund this programme, it's not going to happen for the most part. Or whoever the next Chancellor is, probably won't approve this. Liz Truss is the next Chancellor, might, but she knows nothing about economics or science or much apart from pork markets and exporting apples, so I won't rely on her either. But this thing doesn't even have cabinet approval yet. It's not going to happen. Britain's Brexit deal envisioned the UK's continued participation in Horizon, but has been blocked by the EU. This is over our kind of posturing over the Northern Ireland protocol. And let's not forget, as I pointed out more recently, that the UK's kind of ascension to the Horizon programme was only a deal in principle, which means it could be scrapped. We see it in football all the time, where deals in principle just fall through. The European Research Council said on Thursday that it was terminating the preparation of 115 grants offered to UK-based researchers, and that 19 of them had agreed to move their projects abroad as to keep their funding. So 19 out of 115. So if you're one of the people that are left who haven't figured out what you want to do yet, I would really think about relocating. I know it's difficult, but if you want to keep your grant, that's the only way you're going to keep it, is by relocating. And there are some nice countries in the EU. Spain has nice weather, depending on what you want to research, if it's relevant. Although the UK government has promised to pay those who stay in the UK a sum equivalent to their last ERC grant, which could take ages because they still don't have cabinet approval. You're talking about 115 grants that have already been offered, right? It could take over a year for your new grant to be compensated by the UK government, depending on how penny pinchy the next chancellor is, and also if it could even get cabinet approval. You can't, as the article points out, you can't make up for the lost prestige either. It beggars belief. These people just don't get it, man. The government just don't get it. It's not just about being awarded money for a project. It's the prestige that comes with it. Maybe this government don't get it because there's no prestige in being a Tory minister. There's no prestige in it anymore. Being a Tory minister is a joke. You had one flipping the bird at voters. And if you look at the kind of group that, were ministers under Johnson, you had the biggest group of clowns outside of any other circus. Really? I mean, Jacob Rees-Mogg, Nadine Dorries, really? You got Peter Bone, who's the deputy House leader or something like that. What the hell is going on over there? Freeman said he was really shocked and appalled that scientists were being weaponised in the political dispute with Brussels, but at the end of the day, the Horizon programme, these sorts of programmes are for third countries to be included in it. Is not a gift per se, but it's within the EU's remit of saying, well, you're not playing ball with us. Why would we trust you in Horizon? Especially when some of these are going to be secretive science programs, especially given that the EU want to move more into semiconductors and things like that. Really classified stuff here, potentially. That's going to cost a lot of money. The EU wants to move into those fields. Why would the UK be trusted over that? We can't even be trusted to stay out of Russian money. Colleagues of Freeman say he's concerned about a brain drain of British scientists unless his Plan B is fully funded by the Treasury. But even if his Plan B is fully funded, it's not gonna. You can't replace what we have lost in terms of prestige. The only reason that people would want to stay here, I think, is if you offer them a lot more money, or if their families live here. They have kids in schools in the UK. Because relocating to another country is very difficult. Because not only do you need to get a visa for yourself, you'd have to get it for your entire family, your immediate family. That could be very difficult. In the 2021 spending review, the Treasury spending review said, in the event that the UK is unable to associate to Horizon Europe, the funding allocated to Horizon Association will go to the UK government's R&D programmes, including those to support new international partnerships. So they're essentially saying the money that was meant to be allocated to Horizon will be allocated elsewhere. But the minister believes that without a ring fence, the UK offer won't be credible, and said one person close to Freeman, one of his allies, saying, we have to avoid a Horizon brain drain and make this a moment of global science and technology leadership. But the thing is, we've taken ourselves out of the running for global science, haven't we? Because we pulled out essentially of the Horizon programme and decided to mess around. Not really anticipating that the EU could kick us out of the Horizon programme, or you could phrase that as not allowing us ascension. This is wild, genuinely wild. The UK will suffer a lot of brain drain. We're going to lose a lot of top scientists over this, especially the ones who weren't, who don't have roots in the UK. I can see a lot of them leaving as well. The Treasury has pointed out that the full 15 billion earmarked for Horizon was based on an assumption that the UK contribute from the start of the programme in 2021, which did not happen. So essentially they're going to say, we're not giving you the UK's rival programme, we're not going to give it 15 billion. That's the penny pinching there has already started. The dispute with Brussels over Horizon is potentially damaging for Johnson's government, or Johnson's former government, which is struggling to prove the benefits of Brexit. And this is the thing that will hamper the next Tory leader, because the lot of them have talked about their support for the Northern Ireland Protocol legislation. The reforms that they're planning on making that breach the protocol. Jeremy Hunt has talked about his support of it. Tom Tugg on his hat has talked about his support in it, and these are the quote moderates. So it's over. Our ascension to Horizon is over. Maybe when they do the next budget allocation, which I think is in 2027, maybe then we can gain ascension there. Under a completely new government. I don't know. The Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy said it's hugely disappointing the EU continues to politicise scientific cooperation by delaying our ascension to Horizon. But at the end of the day, we can't be trusted. Why would they allow us into such a club anyways? It doesn't make sense. But look, I'm going to, just discussing this video, just think about it like this, right? Why would you include the UK in Horizon? Yes, we have money to pay into the program. Yes, we have a lot of top scientists in universities. But at the end of the day, can we really be trusted? No. Does this benefit the EU more than us? We're the ones who gain more benefit, because at the end of the day, the Horizon is, I think it's around a 90 billion euro program compared to our 15 billion euro program, 15 billion pounds. The EU's Horizon program is massive compared to the UK's. We benefit from being a part of it. That's why it was meant to be part of the trade and cooperation agreement that we would ascend to Horizon. There's a reason why it included that. If we thought we could do it better, we would try. We thought we could run our country outside the EU better. We tried. How's that going? Not very good, is it? And that's the whole point. If we thought we could build a rival, we would. But at the end of the day, 86 billion euros worth of money, grants that can go to a whole range of programs and projects, etc. It's much better to be a part of that than it is to be a part of our kind of loser program, which doesn't have the money or the prestige and is dealing with chancellors, not just one. It's going to deal with Nadim Zahawi, the current chancellor, who's already talking about budgetary cuts if he becomes Tory leader. So that tells you where our Horizon rival is going, in the bin, just like our Galileo rival, just like everything else this government tries to do. We cannot rival the EU. They have too much money, too many resources, and more expertise than we do. That's the problem. We can't do it better than them. But anyways, look, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.